Alrighty, welcome back to another episode in the world of video game music. Sorry for the huge hiatus that this was on, but we are here today to talk about Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. And I thought, who else is the better person to bring along on this journey? Someone who's got probably the biggest passion for these three games out of most people that I know. So let's welcome real quickly the Nerdporeal Lifeform. What's up, man?
How you doing? Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be in the stream of AngryCanadien. Big fan. Like I have goosebumps just even speaking to you being in the same stream with you right now.
All right, I'll make sure to write the check for you after the show so that you get compensated for that. I appreciate it. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm sorry for the long hiatus because this injury that I had, and we were supposed to do it like the week that I got hurt. So now we're finally here. So
I think it's because I got you watching Star Trek that you wanted to get out of doing that stream on my channel.
yeah, I was willing to fall off a rock and jeopardize.
Hey, AngryCanadien, check your mic. You sound like the Borg or something. Yeah.
How's it now?
Okay, you sound good. For a second, I thought it was me. I thought I was hearing things. I thought there was a transmission, and it was my mic that was hearing it. But when people started saying the Borg, when Whoopa said the Borg, I was like, okay, I'm not insane, and that's a good thing.
Oh my goodness, I hate the StreamYards with my mic. It doesn't want to work my nice mic, so I got to use my headset mic, which isn't the greatest quality. So sorry, chat, and you too for having to hear that. All right, well I guess yeah. So Whoopa, if you didn't hear, hey Whoopa, what's up? IJP, what up, man? Jake D, glory to Whoopstolska. And what is up, PD York? Excuse me, PD York. Yeah, she. Yeah, I need to work on this mic situation. But all right, well that's about it. So for everybody, thanks for coming. We're gonna roll right into this. So let's quickly talk about the history of the Super Mario Brothers franchise. Just a quick information. So the first game came out, Super Mario Bros. We're talking about the original game on the Famicom in 1985, and also I think it was in same year or 87 is the NES version.
I don't know. I think the NES version, the Nintendo Entertainment System, came out in '85. So the Famicom came out in '83 initially,
yeah.
But the NES came out in '85 in the fall. So I'm assuming Mario was packed with
the
that.
NES. Yeah.
It wasn't until the later '80s when I got the NES that it was packed with Mario and Duck Hunt. I don't know if you ever seen that cartridge, but Mario and Duck Hunt were on the same cartridge, and that was what came with the system. I think is like late '80s, so '89.
Yes, I have seen that, and also didn't it come with the zapper, the gun as well?
It did, and yep. the version that I had in '89 to '90, it was orange. I think the original zapper was gray.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first game was 1985, and then now, which is kind of cool for us, is that they just announced a new game that's coming out this year, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So that would be the latest entry in the Mario franchise, I guess you could say.
I was honestly expecting to hear about a 3D game because we haven't heard anything about a 3D game. I mean, I don't really count Bowser's Fury. Maybe I don't know if you guys do in the chat, but I like Bowser's. I mean, I haven't even beaten it yet, but I think Bowser's Fury, I wouldn't count that as the next mainline game. So we haven't really had one since Odyssey, and that was 2017.
Yes, I agree with you about Bowser's Fury. It's more of a DLC than it is a full game. It is a lot of fun though. But yeah, Odyssey was the last like 3D platform in one, and maybe I don't know because there's a lot of rumors that this new Switch is going to be coming out, and or they're working on it right now. So maybe the next 3D Mario game is going to be on the next Switch or next console, I should say. I don't know
Yeah,
why I said new Switch, but
yeah.
next console.
My buddy Marty and me, we both think that they're sitting on, or they're taking their time with the next 3D game so that they can release it on the next console. That way, they don't have a video game famine like they did with the Wii U.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the new. I think. So, real quickly, what are your thoughts on this Super Mario Bros. Wonder since it's coming out soon?
Well, I mean, based on my reaction, it looks original, like more original than the new Super Mario Brothers games. Because I'll be honest, like it's just when they came out with the third and fourth game, I mean, New Super Mario Brothers U or Deluxe or whatever on the Switch, it's not a bad game, but it's derivative. Like they play the same music, they use a lot of the same mechanics. I mean, it's still fun though, but it doesn't have the same impact as like Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World or even Super Mario 2.
Yeah, I see your point there. I heard. I was reading some review that Super Mario Wonder or Super Mario Bros. Wonder is apparently pretty difficult, and apparently it's like supposed to be a homage to Mario 3, your favorite Mario game. So maybe maybe the at least the gameplay of that will be difficult. But yeah, with when it comes to the deluxe version on the Switch of New Super Mario Bros. I mean, it was just a repackaged Wii U port, and yeah, the music. I know we talked about that music before. How like the new Super Mario Bros. Music isn't as impactful as like the music we're going to be talking about today. Um, it still has its own unique charm, for my opinion. But
It still does. They just play it and they play the same themes in every game. Bum 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 da 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 da. I mean, I heard Koji Kondo at Play a Video Game Symphony back in 2006 in Chicago. He was there. There was technical difficulties going on, and he just walked up to the piano and he played the new Super Mario Brothers Overworld theme, and that game didn't come out yet. So da 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 da. I forget how it goes. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. That thing, the overworld thing for New
yep,
Super
yep.
Mario Brothers. He played that on the piano. I didn't even know who he was initially. I mean, and I didn't realize that. I looked him up after the video games thing. He composed all this. He composed the tunes I grew up with that stayed in my brain all this time.
That's funny that he came in there and he played that and just like you said, the game hadn't been released yet, so people are probably like, "What is this? This new music that's being played?"
And I got all my friends to go. I got wind of this at the Anime Central convention in Chicago. They were I think they were promoting it or something, and they were playing music from every franchise: Halo, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Mega Man, Zelda, Metroid, everything. Like Zelda,
Wow.
they saved for last. Everybody was some dude. Now this is a symphony, so you're supposed to be be a certain act a certain way, be a little bit more sophisticated. And there were nerds just saying, "Hey, play Zelda," screaming Zelda,
Yeah, yeah.
and the thing. Everybody's like, "Shut up!" And the conductor Arnie Roth was like, "We'll get there." He actually responded. He's like, "We'll get there." But they saved that for last. And it was great. It was a magical experience. A buddy of mine who was actually there, I didn't know him at the time. He actually managed to sit next to Nobuo Uematsu of Final Fantasy. And he shook his
Oh,
hand. I
wow.
was like, dude, you should have gotten a picture.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Real quickly, let me say hi to some people that trickled in. William Richards, I think I might have said hi to you, but what's up, man?
White
Uh,
Cloak.
yep. Salty, what's up, dude? Nerdporeal, he's no myth. Megaloid, Mongoloid, what's up? Thanks for coming around.
Yeah, the elephant one is baffling. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if he's going to stamp or something like when you eat the yellow shell in Super Mario World. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be on tomorrow with him, with Mr. Nerdy Neo.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. What are you guys gonna be talking about?
Video games. He started his channel, so we're going to be talking
Oh,
about.
nice.
He's a big video game guy, very big Metroidvania fan.
Oh,
So
awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you swinging on by. All right.
see,
So,
I hooked you up. See, I hooked you up with a bunch of peoples.
yeah, I appreciate you bringing. What's that? How's that go? Uh, you bring all the boys to the yard. So appreciate you doing that. All right. So, that's it for the history. There's not really a whole lot to really talk about without killing a lot of time. So, let me pull this up. This little animation that I came up with real quickly. So, the
Ooh, shit.
main person we're talking about today is the one and only Koji Kondo,
The goat.
the goat of video game, arguably the goat of video game music. So,
Especially
um,
Nintendo music. Like this guy is the composer of my childhood.
yeah, it's crazy. If anybody here, if you go look him up and just look at his what do you call that? Not his discography. That's kind of weird. His compositions, I guess. He's covered so many games like outside of Mario. It's unbelievable. So a lot of small projects too, but obviously a lot of the big projects. Yeah, truly a living legend. Keeps
Yeah,
making new music.
he pretty much became after Ocarina. So he did almost like he did all the Zeldas and all the Mario's up to 64 by himself. And the same with Zelda. Well,
Yeah,
not Zelda. He didn't do Zelda 2, but he did original Zelda, A Link to the Past, and I don't know if he did Link's Awakening, but I know Ocarina was the last game that he did by himself. And then I think after that he became sound director. So he was
yes.
basically the supervisor. So any composers that came in, like he basically directly, he had to approve I think after that he had to approve everything. And it wasn't really until Super Mario Maker, I think both of them, that he actually started composing original stuff by himself for those
Oh,
games.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has not taken a break at all
Yeah,
since
and
he's
unlike Sonic, unlike Sonic's composer, Masato Nakamura, Koji Kondo worked for Nintendo. Like he wasn't a rock star who was just hired to do a soundtrack. And that's the reason why they didn't bring Masato Nakamura back for Sonic 3, because he was a bass player for the band Dreams Come True. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're a Japanese band. Like they
yes.
literally used
Yeah.
the Sky Chase theme, and the end of Sonic 2 was something directly from one of their songs. So I'm curious if I tried to play that in a video, if I get hit by a
Oh,
copyright
yeah.
bot. So but yeah, Kondo has been working for Nintendo since before I was born. I was born in '84. He started in '84. So he didn't start as early as Miyamoto. Miyamoto started in '77. I think Takashi Tezuka started in '82 or '83, right out of college. So yeah, those were the big three of this original game: Tezuka, Miyamoto, and Koji Kondo. And of course, there were programmers.
Yep.
I don't know if there were any other artists, but it was those three and the programmers making the game.
Back when teams were like less than 10 people and they were pumping out games left and right, and they were pretty good quality. They were really good quality games.
Yeah, I mean, and then Super Mario Brothers. There's only, if I remember correctly, six tracks, right?
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's we'll see here in a minute, but it's a very especially Mario Bros 2. It's very small list of tracks. Um yeah, it's and of course music like that, even though there wasn't as much, still made a huge impact and continues to make an impact in the gaming industry.
Yeah, everybody knows the Mario theme, and like I'm seeing the Mario movie, hearing the classic tracks. Like even I was listening to it today. I was listening to Mario 2, the subcon, the ending theme for Mario 2, and it brings tears to my eyes every time, because like that has been. I mean, I've been live for a long time. I've witnessed quite a I've experienced a lot of I've had a lot of how would I say it world experience,
Yeah.
and plus the fact that I'm older and hearing things that go all the way back to childhood, it gets very emotional now. So every time I hear Mario music, it gets I start there's a dry eye on my face.
Yeah, dude, I understand that. I truly understand that, and I think that's the beauty of music is it's a simple medium that we can connect with a lot of people. Something that as long as you can hear and you can remember, everybody can really relate to this. So that's cool. Yeah, so let's without further ado, let's jump right into this music. So soundtracks. Let's go with the first one, the original Mario Brothers. And so we did this before, but if you want me to pause the video while we're watching it, let me know so you can say some stuff. But I'm just gonna let it roll through because it's all the music lined up.
You can pause it.
Yep.
That's what I thought. I thought. Oh, okay, so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
But like that's a hell of a jingle right there. Da 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 da. Bomb. I mean,
Yep. Drop. Yep.
dude, like that's just that's genius. And what's funny is this is actually games before this didn't really have themes, let alone levels like this.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Kondo really he was part of the development of the game. Like he wasn't just a post-production guy who was just, here's the finished game, add the music, whatever you feel is right, and voila. No, he wanted his music to fit the look, the movement of Mario, the way he moves, the way he jumps, and because of the type of game this is a action platformer. He wanted to be as dynamic as possible, and I think this overworld theme is very dynamic, but it's also very welcoming. It's encouraging the player, and I feel this is what composers do when they're trying to compose music for the beginning of the game. It's they're trying to compose something that's nice and yet also dynamic. That way, it's kind of welcoming the player, kind of encouraging the player to keep playing. Because I mean,
Yes.
it's I don't know if it's what do you call it, where it's it doesn't directly it's like not
Passive.
hypnotic,
Oh.
but
Subconscious.
subconscious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
If you
that
listen, well, I was gonna jump in. If you listen, like this cadence is kind of chill, right? It's not slow, but it's at a good pace that you can just meander your way through the level and like get used to the controls, and you're not rushing. But then I didn't add it into the clips here. The was it the final 90 seconds of the level, or 99 seconds? How like the music picks up, the tempo picks up. I didn't really add that to these clips, but because everyone knows that like how fast they go, but like that's when the music really picks up. And I like how we don't start off with the fast music. You start off with the normal casual cadence, and then like once it becomes you run out of time, then yeah, you got to hurry up and pick up the pace. And like you said, it guides you along, and it pushes you along a little bit, like, hey, just go, keep, yeah, subconsciously pushes you along through the levels. So
yeah, and he really wanted this to mesh well with the look and even the sound. I don't remember if he did the sound as or somebody else crafted the sounds for the game, but he wanted everything to match and sync perfectly. And he went through several revisions to get this particular one right. This one took a long this track took the longest to compose and to put together. But it's a great one. It's a great one.
yeah, there's something I wanted to mention too. You were talking about because you just said you don't know if he did the sound design. I personally believe that a fantastic game composer is also a fantastic sound design lead, because they know that their music is going to be heard, and that they need to compose it in a way that it blends well with all of the other sounds that are in the game. And that is why, yeah, I have much respect for Koji Kondo. I don't know about uh, Nobueru for his Final Fantasy music, if he did the same thing, if he was sound lead, or if the people that did Sonic as well, if they were a sound lead. But
I don't
I know
know.
f- I know for at least for one of my other favorite franchises, Halo, Marty O'Donnell, he was like the sound director for pretty much all the games,
Yeah.
the Bungie games. And
Hmm.
every interview he's talked about that I've watched, he's always talked about how he had to make sure that he had his hand in the sound production, because otherwise, like, he couldn't tell the story musically speaking or with the sounds. It would just be kind of like you said. It's
Yeah,
you make the game and you throw it at the post end. It's like, well, it's going to sound really weird at the end if you don't integrate it throughout the development process. So hold on.
that's true.
Hey, what's up, Jana? Thanks for coming on by, and also Binges Bingos. Thanks for swinging on by. Appreciate it. And also Wakizashi, what's up, Gray?
Gray-san, konnichiwa, or konbanwa on my end. Sorry.
All right, let's keep chugging along. Yeah, it's just fantastic. We'll get to the star theme later. Don't worry.
The star theme. This is in almost every Mario game as an iteration of the of this type of world, the underworld.
Yes.
Except for Super Mario World.
Yes. This theme is interesting because he really takes the like the underground aspect, the tones of it, and then just like it's single notes playing in this environment. And yeah, it's impressive how you hear it in every single game. And we'll see later on in the bonus music that I have that there's some pretty cool iterations of this song, even though it's like a very simple melody. So, and it's only like a couple measures long because it just repeats.
That's the case for a lot of these early tracks.
Yep.
I love the bass here.
Yes. It's very waltzy, right?
Yes.
Oh, whoops, my bad. I skipped to the part over here. Yeah, it's very waltzy, like going.
Like you want your it's like you're ready to dance. You're in a ballroom. You're ready to dance.
And I think this works well with the way you're swimming in the water because you see how you're like you can float down and swim up and float down and
it flows quite well. It's a very legato type of theme.
Yep.
Nah. You don't. There's no breaks in the sound.
Yep.
Basically,
it's like water. It just keeps like a river. It just keeps moving downstream. Yeah.
Rivers tend to be violent, though.
Some of these water levels are pretty violent.
But at least this is not. Stagnant, like a pool. Even though it looks stagnant, but hey, hardware limitations.
Yes.
It's funny, yeah. The star theme was also the Coin Heaven theme in this original game. They changed that in Mario All Stars.
Oh,
they created a new theme for Mario All Stars. It goes da 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 da. That's the Coin Heaven theme for Mario All Stars. I don't think they ever reused that in any other game.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I would have to go look it up on YouTube to hear that. Then that's really cool. Yeah, so the star theme, it's that same. Everyone knows the star theme. Like,
yeah, it's very dynamic. There's a there's a Family Guy. Well, it wasn't a Family Guy. It was a Seth MacFarlane short where he plays Mario. They draw Mario. He's rescuing the princess.
Yep.
He's like, "Mamma mia, princess, give me a kiss," and she's like, "No." He's like, I went through so much hell to get to you. It's been so hard. It's been so hard. And she's like, I'm not kissing you, dude. And he's like, okay, dragon, come and get her. And he jumps out of the lava and bites her head off. and he talks. And the thing is, he mentions the star. He's like, I get the star, and I go do.
Yeah. I remember that.
I died when I heard that. So
It was great.
And then yeah, that was Seth MacFarlane as Mario. That was he does a good Mario. Like in between Charles Martinet and Captain Lou Albano.
Oh, okay. Well, he is quite the voice talent.
Yeah, that is iconic.
Now you'll have to explain the difference between the two. What is the difference between the first game over and the second one?
The second one was more choppy. The one was more, I think,
No,
less refined.
no, I meant like the utilization. Like, why is there two versions in the game?
Is there two versions of the game? I don't recall that second one.
Okay, so maybe.
Maybe it's the Famicom version.
Oh, you might be right, cause, but it was in the. It's in the NES soundtrack. So,
I don't recall.
oh, that's interesting. So that might be the Famicom one then. It sounds different. It
Yeah,
does.
like if you hear a Famicom version of an NES, like a game or a soundtrack or a track in general, it's usually a little more archaic, primitive,
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
inferior. Don't shoot me.
Yeah. Yep.
Iconic, epic. And yeah,
Yes.
if you, I forget, I think you have to land in multiples of 11 to get the fireworks, right?
I actually don't know that because I didn't like I'm not super well versed with the original games like you are. Um, but
I think so. Though with the timer, when you land on a multiple of 11, I think then you get the fireworks. You get something.
oh, that's really cool. That is a cool little secret that
Yeah, I didn't know that for years. I honestly I didn't know that for years.
that is amazing. Something that people also have as their ringtone as well. That little level or level clear.
This,
Now this does a great job at inducing anxiety as you're running through these levels.
yeah, I mean, look at this. Like there's rotating fireball sticks that are gonna hurt you and kill you, and then
Yep.
there's fire coming at you from ahead. And now you're
Yep.
on a bridge fighting a dragon, and the dragon's shooting shit at you. So
Yep.
our princess is in this castle. Is not in another castle.
Yes.
I loved I laughed so hard when the toads made that joke in the movie. It's like, oh,
Yes.
you're looking for a princess? She's in another castle. And then and Mario's like, really? And Toad's like, no, they're screwing with you.
Yeah, yeah. That was great. That was amazing that the little references in that movie.
But the castle theme, like that opening riff, the bass riff has been reused for Zelda and Metroid.
Yeah, it does sound like that. What specific tracks are you thinking of from Zelda and
The
Metroid?
dungeon and the original Zelda, the dungeon. Ba 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 ba
Yes, that's right. Yep.
ba 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 ba. Da, 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 da. And same with Metroid. Bom 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 bom. I can't go any lower. But that's when you fight Ridley and Kraid, and when you're in Turian in the final area, and that's the theme. And that I felt that also reused the riff of classic Mario, the castle theme.
And also, with that ending theme, I like how this is where games, like you said, they started having more life to them with the music, but also like the ending themes now, because now like you completed the game. Because before games were more like scores, right? Like you're trying to get high scores, and there's not really an end to them per se. And like this is like, okay, you completed the adventure. Here you got the princess, and like here is a ending theme for you, which kind of ties it up. So, um,
And the
yeah.
second quest too.
Yes, yes, the Luigi quest.
Yeah,
So,
was it Luigi? Yeah, you're right. It was Luigi, and all the Goombas turned to Buzzy Beetles.
yes, I think I remember that. I remember seeing that. Um, yeah, so that is the soundtrack to Super Mario Bros. 1, which there's not a whole lot of music there, but the small soundtrack that it is made quite the impact and continues, and also is used throughout many games later on as well. And it's used, people reference it, like you said, Seth MacFarlane did it. The Mario movie, definitely the reference, used elements from it as well. And so, um, give me real quickly your, like, what are some of your closing thoughts on at least this first soundtrack? Like, I know you are very attached to these games, so I know you have a lot to say.
I mean, this soundtrack. I mean, iconic is an understatement. Like this is. I mean, this is. I mean, this is the go-to. Like if you think video game music, you think this game. You think this game's soundtrack. Like I don't think there's any theme, or I don't think there's any video game theme that's more popular than the overworld theme of Super Mario Brothers. And I don't know how true this is, but there was one point where a certain Beatle named Paul McCartney went to Japan and he actually visited Koji Kondo because he was a fan of the theme of Mario. I don't know how true that is. I've heard rumors about that.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and plus the Japan hated him anyways. They put him in prison for bringing in like weed or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That will do it.
So, but yeah, like this, like everybody should know who Koji Kondo is.
Yes.
And I mean, I mean, maybe now with the internet, I think every Nintendo fan now knows, but I don't think nearly as many people know who he is, or even even Miyamoto. Like I remember when my father was alive, he was watching the video game awards with me. I think it was 2012. And he's like, "Who is this guy?" And they were giving Miyamoto a reward for for creating the Legend of Zelda. It was like best series of all time or something. I don't remember. It's the video game awards show. It's I don't know. I haven't taken it seriously in years, but
Yeah.
my dad's like, "Who is that?" I was like, "That's the guy that created Mario 3 and Mario 2 and Mario, all the games that you used to play back in the day."
What was his reaction? He's just like, "Oh."
He's like, "Oh shit, really?" He's like, "Oh shit, really?" Yeah.
That's funny. Um, yeah. So with this soundtrack, I like revisiting it every once in a while. I also like, some of these newer, covers of them that are some of these newer games too. And, something like this is one of the first, foundations, one of the first bricks of the Mario's, musical experience, especially that opening, that very first level, the overworld theme. So, um, very, very cool. Very appreciative of, Koji Kondo for, taking an iconic theme and, like, well, actually, he didn't know he was making an iconic theme, but like
No, he
just
didn't.
writing it and then it taking off. And I think that has to do with also the success of the game itself too. Um,
It's a theme that his and other people have said this. It's a theme that once you hear it, you can never unhear it. It stays in your head, and it won't leave. And
yes.
it's one of the few times video game journalists are actually spoke a truth.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. Well, let us move on to Mario 2, which is my personal favorite of the three. And this one has, I think, just as many songs in it, but maybe even a little less. Yeah.
Overworld, Underworld, Mario 2 has an opening. When you turn the game on,
Yes, it
it
has
has an opening
theme.
theme, but it's just a remix of the underwater theme.
Yes. Yes. And you'll see there's a couple more tracks, and
Oh yes,
yep.
yes. See, underwater
Yep.
theme.
I love this one. I love
I,
this
lo-
version of it.
I love this version of it too. Yep.
Yeah, it
I
sounds like the opening of a play, kind of.
I mean, yeah, like that's how Nintendo used to present their games. Like Mario 3 had the curtain. This game had the curtain. Um, Yoshi's Island had something similar. Mario World didn't really have a curtain, but they had the you know how they showed like the gameplay in a box and everything.
Yes, yes,
It was like you're watching on a TV or something.
yes,
It's interesting. I have to learn like the thought that went into that. I think it's very interesting.
yes. And then we got
Oh,
music
this.
song. Character
Dude.
select.
Oh, you have to play this whole thing. Dun, 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 dun. Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Here it comes. It's hard. I can't even keep up with it.
It's so fast, yeah.
Yes. And they reused this in Mario 3D World. I don't know if you knew that.
I think I've heard it. Yes, it's been a minute, but I do remember hearing that.
They use it in the slot, the bonus slot level.
Yes,
So
that's
you
right.
go in and you hit it. Yeah.
I used to, when I played Mario 2, it was the Game Boy Advance version, and I would just leave it on the character select screen for like a couple minutes just to listen to that theme play over and over and over again. It's like I said, Mario 2 is one of my favorites. So, all right, moving on to the another great theme.
Oh, I love the overworld. This was featured heavily in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. This one, even more than the classic theme, in my opinion.
Are you talking about in the scenes where it's the animated scenes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's interesting. All right. I have to go and look it up then because I haven't seen too much of that show, but that's pretty cool.
Oh,
that they
you
did
got
that.
to like they play the sound effects. They play the classic sound effects. They play different versions of the classic themes. It was that. I mean, I used to watch that religiously.
Yeah, of
when I was
course.
growing up. I mean, I wasn't quite old enough to see it when it first came out, but like I saw a version of it where they just showed they had these two guys hosting the show, and they would just, instead of showing the live action stuff, they would show just the animated stuff.
Yes.
It was one of those shows where they had two guys host it, and then they would show the cartoon, and then that was it. So there would be commercial breaks, and then we go back to those two dudes, in the studio, and yeah, it was the 90s. It was 1990, so 91.
Yeah, so this opening section is really cool.
Now, the reason why he falls is because if you read the directions manual, the game actually begins with him going up a stair and going through a door, and then that door leads down into this world.
Yes. So it kind of
but
the way the music
opening,
itself.
Koji Kondo again.
Yes, and it has like kind of like that falling down effect with the music as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mario 2 was originally made to be a vertical scroller, not just they added the horizontal scroller later to make it more Mario, but like the original concept was to make a vertical scroller, and just with random, it wasn't originally a Mario game.
Yes,
and it wasn't even originally that. What do you call it? Are you familiar with that holiday that they were celebrating, which is what Mario 2 was based off of, a festival? I forget what it's called.
I would have to look that up. I if you tell me it, I'll probably recognize it. I can't think off the top of my head what it is.
But that's what Doki Doki Panic is based off of. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Then let me quickly look down real quickly, and I'll let the music play while I research this.
Yeah, this is it's called Yume Kojo. By the way.
Kojo.
Yes.
Oh, Dream Kojo. What is Kojo?
Yume Kojo. It's
Oh, the name of the game, right?
it's the name of the game. It's also it was Fuji Television. It was licensed cooperation
Oh,
between
Dream
Nintendo.
Factory. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. It was a Yume Kojo 87 event. Um, and it was the Yume Kojo Festival's mascots, and that's who was originally the four characters in what became Mario 2.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was not originally a Mario game, and then they took it and made it a Mario game. But
Yeah.
that's why if you see it in Japan, you always see it as Super Mario 2 like USA or something. It's
Yes.
referred to that here in Japan. So
And why is that? Well, that's because they made a super hard version of Super Mario Brothers, and they called it Super Mario 2
yes.
for the super player, if I remember correctly. That's what they called it. And Nintendo of America is like, nope, nope. You know, we're lucky that we're still an industry, and you guys released this game. No, that was basically the reaction of Nintendo of America. And
Hmm.
so that then they came up with their own Mario 2.
Yep. All right. Next piece. One of the
They had to add this for Mario 2,
yes.
obviously. The mushroom.
The old school Mario theme, but in the dark world.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like it.
The underworld theme.
Yeah.
This has a there's a an anticipation, a dread. You're like, what is before us? Is there what dangers lie awake here? And oh god, if is the boss theme next?
Yes, I think so.
Oh god, I have to.
Another dread sounding track.
No, this bewildered me when I was 5 when I first played this. The music like made me I didn't know where I was.
Jittery?
Like I got jittery. I didn't know I like what's going on? What's going on? I couldn't. And it's like Birdo moves very simply, just shoots an egg at you. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're freaking
I
out.
died the first time. I died several times the first time. It made me how
Lose
to put it.
focus?
Yeah, I lost focus because the chaoticness of the theme.
Yep, I had that same experience. It's really funny how that works. Even though like once you do it one time, you're like, okay, this music you can ignore it and then just focus on the enemy itself.
I don't think they ever, with the exception of All Stars, because All Stars is a remake. I don't think they've ever reused this boss theme in
I don't
any
think I've ever heard it.
subsequent game. I don't think
No,
so.
I think you're correct on that.
But this is the first boss theme in a Mario game, to be honest.
Yes, it is. That is true.
There was no boss theme in the original Mario Brothers. You heard the castle's theme all the way to the end.
Yes, and yes, just every time you fought Bowser, that's exactly what you heard.
Victory fanfare. You got to have one of those.
Yes.
But you know what? I'll be honest. The victory fanfare in Mario 3, way more epic. But we'll get to
yes, I like that one.
And I'll be honest, the new Super Mario Brothers version of the victory fanfare is, in my opinion, inferior. I mean, it's okay, but compared to Mario 3's
Yeah.
maybe it's because I'm older and I grew up with that. But hey,
I understand.
well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. This was a very interesting. I don't think you played the death theme from Super Mario Brothers.
Oh no, it wasn't included, or maybe I accidentally missed out on it. That's my bad. I think I accidentally didn't put it in the
now the Super Mario Brothers death theme is pretty iconic. Like you hear that in a lot of games after that. Mario 2, not so much.
Yes.
Mario 2 is just simply dun, 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 dun. But
Yep.
but you hear that in I think you hear that in all the 3D games.
Yes, you do. And it's always a different iteration of it.
especially Sunshine.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Yes, with the sour notes of the
This,
brass. Yes,
didn't you say Sunshine was your favorite?
that's my favorite.
I don't know what to. I don't know what to say to you, man. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so this is a unique song. This is a like end final boss battle song with
This is
Wart.
This is the first final battle
Yes.
song in a Mario. It's not even Bowser. It's Wart.
Yes.
Then it goes back.
Yep.
It's hard to follow the bass. It's really quick.
Yep.
Wait for him to open his mouth. There you go. It took me a while to figure that out.
Yes, I think me too. It was a little confusing. Like, wait, why is he not taking damage?
Yeah. And you know what's funny is you don't see Wart again until Link's Awakening.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you are right. That is true.
The next one makes me emotional. And you know what's funny? I was listening to this. I was reading the comments for this track, and somebody brought this up, and I never realized it. You know the name of the race, the fairies, and the place that they were saving?
No, I don't know.
It was called Subcon. And I never realized it until today. Subcon is short for subconscious.
Yeah. That is cool. That is really cool.
Yes, I can't claim credit. Somebody in that video's comment said that. I'm assuming that's the amount of times you die.
Maybe.
Or get game over. I forget.
No, or I thought it was levels you completed because it's contributor, right? Is there 20 levels in this game? Only 20 levels?
Yeah, no. There's 20 levels. 3 in the first 6, and then there's only 2 in World 7. Yeah, this one gets me. This one gets me emotional. So my question for you is this: does this game, when Mario's sleeping in his bed, does this take place in between Mario Brothers and Mario 3?
I would say yes, because I mean it makes sense that way. Yeah, he's dreaming. But what I feel like the answer is wrong because I can see the look on your face. What is the real answer?
No, I'm just excited to talk about this and be here to ask this question. No, I don't know the answer because there's no Mario timeline.
Yeah,
I want to think there is. But hey.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for it to be in between the two games. I mean, he's just dreaming. He's sleeping, so this could be like, any time, any time between those two games, and yeah. I like how pretty this ending theme is. It's really simple, really. Yeah, like you said, it gets you in the feels, especially if you play this game a lot.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. Are you gonna make it through the rest of this?
I'll try. Hey, he woke. That's me. Snooze.
Yeah.
And
this
then
is actually a really long track. It's really long.
Yeah, it is.
For an NES track.
And it's the first final track or epilogue track, I guess you could say. They made a mistake here. They named Birdo Ostro, and they named Ostro Birdo.
Oh, I think we'll see that here then.
So Ostro is the black ostrich that Shy Guys ride in level World 5-1, I think, or 5-2.
Okay.
And I always thought Birdo. I always thought Ostro was the egg spewing Birdo, but I didn't learn that until Mario RPG.
That's
flurries,
crazy.
And flurries were also pretty rampant in the Mario Super Show as well.
Oh yeah. There's Subcon.
Mm-hmm. Pokey. Yeah, they named
Birdo.
the Ostro Birdo, and they named Birdo Ostro.
That's hilarious.
IJP Mexican says Mario's woke now. Yeah, he's woke.
Yeah.
Mauser, we haven't seen Mauser since Mauser, Fry Guy, and Triclyde. They were all on the Super Show.
Yep.
Like Triclyde was like very equivalent to what's the name of the dragon with the multiple heads in Zelda? They're in Tears of the
Gleeok.
Kingdom now. They
Gleeok.
kind of remind me of Gleeok, but not nearly as threatening.
It, yeah, the Gleeoks, but yeah, you said not as threatening.
Yeah, I mean they were goofy comic relief for and minions of Bowser in the Super Show. I think there was one episode called the Great Gladiatorial Gig or something, the Great Gladiator Gig,
Oh, that's
where
funny.
they're like in a Roman like Colosseum, and Mario has to fight the Triclydes on swordback. But then Mauser was a regular lackey to Bowser quite a bit. He never really threw bombs, but he was just he wore the sunglasses and he took Koopa's abuse.
Now that Mauser model, it looks similar to the ones in Paper Mario, the mouses in Paper Mario. It's not exactly Mauser the character, but it looks very
Yeah,
similar to those. And I noticed that a lot of the enemies in this game, like they get reintroduced in later games as well.
especially Yoshi's Island with the Shy Guys and the Sniffets, especially those
Yes.
two. Those are probably the most popular of the ones. And they were also, I mean, and one thing I loved about Mario RPG is that they included everybody so far. Like they included the Shy Guys. Well, they didn't include everybody, but they included some of the Mario 2, um,
Enemies, yeah.
Rogues Gallery enemies.
Yep. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to playing that game and seeing like all of these enemies. It's
I
gonna
want
be
to see. I want to see a return of like the flurries, those ice skating, monstrosities. Those cute little ice skating monstrosities. They have them come back. Albatross, where they drop the bomb. The bird
Yes.
that drops the bomb. And this is the first game with bombs, by the way.
Yes, I noticed that. Yes.
Who else? Obviously, bring back Fry Guy, and Fry Guy was a regular on the Mario Super Show too. He was another lackey of Bowser.
That's
So
funny. All right. So, what are your final thoughts on Super Mario Brothers 2?
Mario Brothers 2's soundtrack is another iconic. It's a personal favorite. It gets very emotional points. I love the overworld theme. I love the opening remix of the underworld, or not the underworld, the underwater theme. And the select theme is up there with some of the best Mega Man select themes.
Yes, yes.
I don't think I think Mario 2's underworld theme, or the cave theme, as you put it, I think is a little bit more menacing than the underworld theme for the first game and third game coming
Yes.
up. Whereas I think the first game felt more, you're in a different area, you're in an enclosed area, but it's still worth exploring, even though there might be some hidden dangers. This game's cave or underworld theme felt very menacing. You just like, oh, there must be enemies, there must be dangers around every corner, and there must be pits. So if I'm not careful, I could die. Like there was a waterfall in the first cave that you ever go into in the first level.
Yep.
And if you weren't careful, you'd fall, you're dead. So you climb the beanstalk, and there's an alternate path to the to Birdo in the first level. Matt Cave actually covered it on his channel. But yeah, you have to jump across the waterfall and hold down to jump high in order to get to reach that platform, and then you use the bombs to blow up the obstruction, and then get to the door, and then take the alternate way behind the wall at Birdo.
Yes, that's right. Yep. I remember I tried that one time as a kid. It was pretty funny trying to do that. I actually had a paper guide, like the guidebook for Mario Advanced 2, like the one that this came in. And yes, I found some of those secret paths and or the secret mushrooms and whatnot, especially in the Dark World, because you want to get those bonus hearts as well. But yeah, yeah. Just for my thoughts, I like how you said it. It's iconic. The also the I'm getting brain stream now. The intro is a redone of the underwater theme, which is already a fantastic theme, and
Yes,
yeah, the character select, I love it. I told you already, I can listen to that all day. But that overworld theme is what really sells it for me, and
yes.
it's it's this game's music is probably my favorite out of the three, but that's only because I've played it the most, and I know we're getting into Mario 3, which is like your big one, and I know the music in that game is there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more variety to it. But with Mario 2, even though it was a simple game and it wasn't technically a Mario game to begin with, it still pulled off, I think, the Mario elements to it when it came to the music, especially the gameplay, but the music specifically. So, uh,
I mean, it's a much shorter game, but it's still, in my opinion, it's still Mario 2. It had its own mechanics. I mean, it had and you know who did the you know who originally came up with the idea for the game? Kensuke Tanabe of Donkey Kong Country Returns and Metroid Prime 3. He worked quite a bit with Retro Studios. And he did a
oh
lot.
yeah, yeah,
He did a lot of the scripts for A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time.
nice. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, this game was, yeah, with the gameplay was pretty unique, but yeah. So I'm glad that I wish it would get more love musically speaking in some of the newer games, but
Watch the Super Show. You're
I will
gonna
watch it.
the Super Show gives this game a lot of love. Like this came out in '88, and that was around the same time that the Super Show came out later that year, and they used music from this game extensively.
I look forward to that. All right, so now we're on to the final game, Super Mario Bros. 3, and this is it is chock full of music. So they went all out, and I try my best to put as much of it into it as I can. I think I probably missed a death jingle as well. I might have missed it on accident, so apologize for that. But let's roll
No,
into this.
okay. Ba-da-da, ba-dum-bum, da-da, da-da, bum, bum, bum.
Another lethargic, casual, theme to push you along through the level.
A first level theme.
Yep.
It's there's two overworld themes in this game. And this is the tame one. This is the one. This is the welcoming one. This is the one say, "Hey, come on, play our
Come
game."
Yeah, come enjoy it before we make it really difficult for you.
Yeah, the next overworld thing. That's gonna be that's the one that's the big one. I forget if they reused this. Did they reuse this in like 3D Land or something? I'm trying to remember.
I feel like they
Dun
did.
dun 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 dun.
I feel like they did because I was just playing it recently and I think I remember hearing it.
This is the athletic thing. This is the original athletic theme.
Yes.
Da 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 do do do. Yep, this is what I used to do. I used to do the second area, the next pipe, and that's how I would get 40 lives.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
once you did in single and rapid succession, well, not rapid succession, but consecutive succession. Once you got to 8,000, and after that, it was one up from there. So as long as you didn't touch the ground, you kept accumulating extra lives. I got up to like 50 in just a single sitting.
That you must have been real patient and very fine-tuned controls there to just.
You need the raccoon suit. You
Yeah.
need the raccoon suit for sure. Ah, the fortress thing.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I was I was 5 when I played this. Got this game for Easter that year, and it was this is a scary theme.
It
Like
is, yeah.
there is the I mean there's always been a menace to the castle themes, especially ever since Super Mario World. But this was legitimately scary. Like it felt like there was dangers lurking everywhere. and no matter where you were not safe.
Yeah, I agree. I remember playing around. Maybe I was about 7 or 8 years old when I played this too, and I was just like freaking out while I'm trying to jump over lava pits and like um
I mean,
actually
it literally starts like dun dun dun, do 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 do, boom
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
and then you hear boom boom, like there's something lurking, there's something stalking you.
Yes.
Like it gives you that feeling you're being stalked.
Somebody's watching you, somebody's stalking you while you're trying to
Yeah,
that is a very good observation.
yeah, and you know what's funny is, and the thing about the 8-bit era, the enemies look scarier. I mean, with all the cartooniness of current Mario games, it's harder for me to take it seriously. But like seeing Boom Boom, 8-bit
Yes,
Boom Boom
yes.
is a lot scarier. Now I was 5, but still, Boom Boom, even Boom Boom with the spikes. You know, when you first encounter him, he looks menacing. He
I
doesn't look
agree.
he doesn't look like that cute. You know, he's spinning and then he goes into his shell when you hit him. You know, one out of 3 times in like Mario 3D World, which I'll be playing with Easton in a couple days. So stay tuned for
Dude,
that.
another aspect too is how quickly he moves. Because you like
Yes.
jump on him and then he like freaks out and starts sliding left and right, and you're like, oh my goodness, it like yeah, it freaks you
Yeah,
out
like I
more.
think first he kind of wiggles his arms and then he jumps. So you have to be ready for him to jump. And then I think in later levels, I think World 2 or World 3, he can fly. When you hit him the first time, then he flies. So you have to be ready for him.
Oh my
And then
god.
yeah, he flies. He has wings. And then the final time is just him running all over the screen. You have to time your jump and hit him, and then you beat him. And that's where you first hear the victory fanfare in this game. And this victory fanfare is still top notch. Now, Super Mario World's victory fanfare is great too.
I hope I put it in the clip. I think I did. I hope I
Oh,
did, but
if
I
you
think I
if
did.
you if you don't, I will offer my services as Nerdporeal Life.
I appreciate it.
Like this is scary. This is a scary theme. And like the spikes are coming down. Like you got to be very careful.
Yeah, because it's not a single room, right? It's like several rooms you have to traverse through.
Yeah, this
Um,
is the that was the second room. This is the final room. This is the boss room.
and
Like
then I
look at
think
that.
creepy character. I think the next one is the battle theme. It should be. Oh, maybe later on. It's later on. We'll get to it.
So this is just a simple remake of the underground theme from
Yes.
the underworld theme from the first game. It's just saying, "Hey, remember this? Remember this? Well, we're back. This is a
With a nice,
this is a true sequel to Super Mario Brothers."
yeah, with a nice drum track to it too, like added to it.
Yes.
Or the rhythm, I should say, the
Yeah,
beat.
you're right. That's true. You know what's funny is that percussion rhythm still stays with me.
Yes, it's very very catchy, and like you
Boom,
said,
boom, boom,
it'll
boom,
never
boom,
leave you.
boom,
You hear it
boom,
once.
boom, 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 boom. Da 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 da. This was featured in the Mario 3 show.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I don't know if you know this, but there was a Mario 3 animated show that kind of succeeded the Super show.
I think I remember seeing clips on that. This is that the same one that is that the same one that has the Super Mario World elements to it, or is that the next one after that?
Super Mario World's the next one after that. So they made a
That's
Super
right.
Mario World cartoon, but the Mario 3 one had more episodes. Mario 3 one, I think, had 60 episodes.
Okay.
Featured the Koopa Kids and, Mushroom Kingdom and
Yes,
all the different worlds. And did I say the Koopa Kids? Well, the
you
Koopa
did.
Kids,
Yep.
Toad. And then Mario World, you're in Dinosaur Land. There's cave people. There's
Yoshi.
Yoshi instead of Toad. So Toad's not in that one. And the Blargs, I remember the first episode. You have the Blargs. Remember the Blargs, the lava dwellers that try to eat you like they're like
Yes.
alligators.
Yep.
They
Um,
appear.
one thing about this track that it's still these underwater tracks. They do a good job of maintaining that waltzy theme to them, and yeah, this one still keeps it, and it's really uh wavy, like you're swimming through the ocean casually, but there's a lot more enemies you gotta watch out for. I hate these fire plants. These fire
Oh
plants
yeah,
are really annoying.
like they spit out these rocks, and these rocks kind of go in like cluster of directions, and you gotta be careful. Yep, can't hurt them. Boom 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 boom. Notice, yeah. I like the list. I would love to just get like the layers by themselves of the
Yes.
different tracks that they use to compose it. Boom 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 bum 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 bum.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I've seen YouTubers do that because they'll break down the music and like musicians.
This is epic, and they've reused this a billion times.
Yes.
And like in all the new Super Mario games, 3D
Mario
World,
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Maybe even Odyssey. Did they reuse this in Odyssey? Do you remember?
I can't remember actually. Because I don't remember if Bowser was flying around in a ship in that game. Oh, no, I don't think they did. Because they had those rabbit enemies, right? And so the rabbit enemies had their own theme. And I think they were probably like newer themes, like unique ones.
The boss theme. This is a great
Oh,
theme.
my bad. I completely butchered that. We'll listen to that last part again.
But the boss theme.
Yes.
The boss theme is epic.
Yep. Picks up.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah. Another intense theme similar to that Mario 2 one.
Yeah, like that's why I'm more particular about these older games. They're just more epic. It's not just nostalgia, everybody. It's not just nostalgia. So maybe it is. Yeah, I was on edge the entire theme.
Yes.
It's like you're going to either be burned or you're going to be stomped on.
Yeah, I've never seen the ending of this game, so this was kind of a surprise to me. You have to let him like self-destruct.
Yeah, you have to have him stomp through the floor so he'll die. Either that or the Mario 3 or the fire. Where's the fanfare?
You'll see it later. I have it saved for later.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
And this is the castle. This is the Kingdom Castle thing.
The Cursed Kings, yeah. It adds like it's kind of cool because that style reminds me a little bit of Kirby's Adventure in for the NES as well. Just the twinkling. It sounds like twinkling stars or whatever, and yeah, this game really took it to the next level with the music, which is surprising because all three of these games came on the same console, and so they were somehow able to squish in as many tracks as they could in this third iteration, or the third game, I should say.
Hey, I got one request.
What's up?
Can you get the Super Mario All Stars version of the fanfare for Mario 3?
I can pull it up.
I want to compare.
Yeah, I can pull up on YouTube while I let this play.
Oh, I love this. This was.
Yes.
I always think of Saturday mornings when I was a kid. I'd either be playing this game or I'd be watching the Mario show or whatever Saturday morning cartoons were on. Yeah, Nintendo was my babysitter.
Nintendo was your babysitter.
Even though my parents were home, I'd be like, "Hey, Dad." He's like, "Hey, Brian, go into the go play Nintendo. Go play Nintendo in your room." Okay. Same star theme. Yep. The sky theme, the coin heaven theme.
Yes, yes.
You know, what's funny is World 5 has two areas. There's the sky area and then there's the ground area. Even though
Yes.
it's still called Sky World though, but yeah.
All right, I found the fanfare. So the victory. If I didn't put it in this clip, I'll just throw the YouTube video up on the screen once we're done.
Okay. Now the Toad House theme is in. I know it's in 3D World for sure.
It's
Boom,
in
boom, boom,
it's
boom,
also
boom,
in New
boom.
Super Mario Bros.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
And probably in the sequels of those games as well. Is it in? It's not in. I know it's not in Sunshine, and I don't know if it's in Odyssey. I don't think I remember hearing it in Odyssey.
I don't know. I don't think so. Do 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 do. This I think is definitely in Mario 3D World. Boom 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 boom
Yeah,
boom
really
boom
simple
boom
tracks
boom boom
while you do
boom
these mini
boom boom
games.
boom. I could never get anything else other than the 2-up mushroom.
Yeah, same. It was tricky. It was really tricky.
Dun 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 dun. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Do 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 bum 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 bum.
Yeah. So yeah, real quickly, this game is impressive because you have like these overworld or these map themes, I should say, and there's like 7 of them, and
The first time you have a map, first time
a
you have a
map.
map in a game.
Yeah. Yep. And then you have these nice little map theme jingles to listen to while you navigate the map. So again, this I'm always impressed on how like this game has so much music to it compared to like the other two, and I think they knew what they were doing the third time around.
And you know how like all the new Super Mario games kind of still follow this game's format.
Formula, yeah, they
You
do.
start
They
with
do.
a typical grassy plain, and then World 2 is the desert, and then World 3 is either the water area or the ice area.
Yep, and they all follow, like you said, the format with like the music as well. So each of those little areas have their own theme, and it's actually cool because if you play the New Super Mario Bros. Ultimate on the Switch, how like if you're running from one area to the next, the music transitions really smoothly from like whatever world theme to the next world theme. I thought that's kind of cool.
Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do.
And these are very short melodies that are just repeated over and over again.
World 4, I've heard. Da 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 ba da da, and then it loops back. I think I've heard this in Mario Party.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
That's an
think.
interesting game to have it in.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Wow. I like this little reggae sounding track.
Is that what this is? Reggae? I guess it is.
Kind of the rhythm feels like it.
What you like Bob Marley reggae?
Yeah,
I've never listened to Bob Marley, and they're making a movie about him. When you hear this, do you feel cold? Do you think ice or icicles, crashing down on the ground?
Yeah, I feel the hyperthermia seeping into me, or
the cold hits you like a sharp hit, gives you a sharp feeling. That's kind of that sharp staccato type of sound of the theme.
A little bit of anxiety to it.
World 7 is very chill. Bum, 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 bum. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. You know how it goes? It kind of echoes like that.
Yes.
Da, 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 da,
It reminds
da, da,
me.
da.
I was trying to think about it recently. Like, what is this like style? I don't want to say like noir because that's kind of weird, but kind of like the detective, like investigative type of jingle to it or theming to it. But is this World 7? Is this the little or the when you're small, like everything's big and you're small? Is that
No,
world or is
that
that
was World 4.
4? Okay. Never mind that. All right.
World 7. This is pipe. This is pipe vault.
Pipe. Oh, that's right.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of pipes. There's a lot of plumbing in this world. World 8. This is a march.
Yep, because you're
the Koopa
at
march.
the end.
It's like think Lord of the Rings, like the orc march to the orcs march on Isengard,
Yes.
or Minas Tirith. Well, the Koopas are marching towards the Mushroom Kingdom. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so I guess I did not include the victory fanfares. So let me pull that up for us.
Or the final. Did you play the final end theme?
You will hear that at the end of this live stream because I like using that for the end of the live stream.
Oh, I see.
So let me share my screen real quickly. And let me know if the audio is coming through. I'll play it because it's pretty short. So.
Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba.
All right, cool. So I went through because you heard it.
I heard some of it. Can you play it again?
I'll play one more time.
The All Stars version, I think, is way better. Definitely play that one.
Oh yeah, because they have more space to do like brass section and yeah, with their what do you call it, the sound card is a little bit bigger, so
Yes.
that's cool. Yeah, so that about wraps it up for Super Mario Bros. 3. Is actually, before we move on from this, is there one other track you want me to play from Mario 3 that I can throw on from YouTube?
Play the fanfare from All Stars if you want. I want to hear the epicness of that.
The regular fanfare?
Yeah, the Mario 3 fanfare of Mario All Stars.
Okay. Hold on a second.
It still supersedes New Super Mario Brothers as fanfares when you beat the Koopa Kids or Baby Bowser, whoever, or not, sorry, Bowser Jr.
Yeah. Fanfare. Just had it. That's Victory Fanfare. I want the regular one.
I think it is a Victory Fanfare.
Oh, wait, maybe it's this one. If it loads, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna pre-listen to it. Nope,
Yeah.
That's Mario 2.
Okay.
What? I just had it. I literally just had it. Sorry, folks listening in. Super Mario Bros. It's not popping up on YouTube. I'm not sure what the deal is. So I put Super Mario Bros. 3 All Stars Fanfare, and it doesn't even pop up. So let me just do Super Mario Bros. All Stars Fanfare and just see if that comes up. Nope, that's Mario Bros. 2. No, it's just a victory fanfare that pops up on YouTube. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess Mario, like, was there anything that you didn't play? I think you played everything.
Yeah, except for the ending, which we will hear before we finish this stream. So
Yeah.
So go ahead, give me your closing thoughts on Super Mario Brothers 3.
Mario 3's. Mario 3 was my favorite video game for the longest time. I mean, now that I think about it, I think Mario World's the better game, but Mario 3 was my favorite for the longest time. It has a special place in my heart, and the themes, the game over theme, play the game over theme.
Oh, that's
Da
right.
da
Okay.
da 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 da. That stayed with me too.
Go ahead. Keep talking. I'll pull it up.
So Mario 3, yes, I played Mario 1, 2, and 3. I played like really close together. Like I played all three of those games when I was 5, and because Mario 3 came out like in '90, and I just turned 5 a few months earlier. So I played that. I was playing that, and the music just stayed with me. And the thing was, I had to keep I had to keep the console on, because if you died, if you got game over, you could continue. The beauty is you can continue. Unlike the first Mario, you had to start all over again from the very beginning of the game.
Yep.
Mario 2, you had a limited amount of continues, and same with a lot of other arcade based games like Ninja Turtles. Mario 3, you could continue as many times as you want, but you couldn't turn off the game. You couldn't save the game. The only games you could play that you could save the game was the original Zelda and Zelda 2.
Yes.
So I used to keep the Nintendo console, NES console on whenever I had to leave the house and go with my parents somewhere, and I was playing the game. I got in trouble for it a few times, and I had to turn it off, and I had to start over again. I mean, this is not a short game. I mean, compared to Mario World, it's a short game, but this was not a short game. Like, there was a lot of levels.
Yes.
Like World 3 had 9 major levels, along with 2 fortresses, and there were 2 fortresses, 9
Couple
levels,
Hammer Bros.
Couple 3 Hammer Bros, and then you had the Doom ship.
Yep.
World 4, I think you had only 6. World 5, you had 9. World 6, you had 10. World 7, you had 9. And you had 3 castles in World 7, I believe. Or no, World 6, you had 3 castles, 3 fortresses.
Yes. Yep. World 6 was 3. I remember getting that far and just like giving up because it was so difficult.
Oh yeah, the icy castle. That was tricky. That was really tricky playing through it, but it was a lot of fun. The pipe vault was very interesting too, because you had to jump on a platform, and when you jumped again, the platform would shift direction. So you go up, then you go this way, then you go up again, and then you go that way.
Oh,
and you had to
yes,
make your way up the level. That was really cool. And then there was one level in Pipe Vault. I think it was the final level. It was like a maze. Like there were pipe walls everywhere. You had to figure out where to go, and you had to make sure you didn't land in a dead end. You had to make your way to the pipe to get to the end of the level. I mean, I love the design of this game. And then you had those little piranha plant looking things that you can't really hurt.
the black ones.
The black ones, and if you hurt them, or if you jump on them, they hurt you and everything.
Yes.
So you need like the star to get past, and you had to run all the way to the pipe to get to the treasure box or something. I think it was a mushroom. I mean, there were so many awesome levels in this. And there was more themes. Every world had its own theme, which was awesome. All 8 worlds. The first theme you hear is the World 1 theme. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, who doesn't like that? And what's funny is, and then they play the Hammer Bros theme, that battle theme. I love that battle theme.
Yes.
And they play that battle theme. One thing, if you play 2-player Mario 3, you can play Mario Brothers. And I never realized that was Mario Brothers until I looked it up online. The Mario Brothers arcade game from 1983 that precedes Super Mario Brothers, that was the 2-player multiplayer in Mario 3. You're underground, and you're
with the pipes and the enemies.
Enemies coming out of the pipe, and you're taking on you have to get more of the enemies first in order to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I pulled up the game over, so let me know if you hear it.
Boom, boom. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Mario 3, the Mario 3 death. Bum, 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 doo doo. I like how you add that doo doo. Give it a little maniacal. Boom, boom.
The drum, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, very iconic still. And yeah, this for me at least, I only like I said, I only got to like World 6, and that was when I was a kid. So like if I play it now, I could probably beat it. I just need to take the time to play it. But
I got to
um,
ask you, what is your favorite suit in Mario 3? Because if there was one thing that Mario 3 was well known for, it was the plethora of suits that you could wear in the game.
it would have to be the raccoon because you can fly with it.
What
I like
about what about Tanuki?
I think I whenever I got it, I would die. Like I just couldn't use it that often. So it was. I
Why
think
did
it's
you
the most.
accidentally turn into a statue and you would fall to your death or something? Is that what happened?
No, I think I just get hit by enemies on accident and then lose it immediately. So I think that was a cool suit. I always liked the frog suit too. It was just like a kind of a unique outfit.
Have you ever tried the frog suit challenge where you're over your overworld, and you know how limiting the frog suit is when you're not in the water?
Yes, I never heard of the challenge, but I know what you're talking about.
It's I think it's a real thing. It's tough. Playing as the frog suit is tough.
That's funny. I'll have to look up a video on that.
He's like ooh 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 ooh
Yeah.
like that. He doesn't move. He doesn't move organically or flow. He just like ooh 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 ooh, ooh like that. It's just annoying.
Yeah, so I one of my favorite parts about the music in this game is obviously the Hammer Bros theme. I like the Hammer Bros theme a lot, but the world themes, the map select for each world, how there's a uniqueness. It adds a uniqueness to each of these different worlds because they're already unique with the design, like the aesthetics and the design of it. But the
Yeah.
music just adds that next layer of uniqueness to the experience. And so you're like, oh, I remember this music. It's from Pipeland or
Do,
from the
do you
Ice
have do
World.
you have a favorite?
The first one, the very first one. I like. I like the first one a lot.
And you know what's funny is even though I always think of the first theme, because when you hit game start, you hear the coin sound effect. I always assume you hear the coin sound, and that's what really kicks off the World One theme. Ding dun 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 dun
Oh
dun dun dun
yes,
dun 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 dun. Ba-doo. Dun 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 dun. Ba-doo.
yes, that is true. Uh,
But I like the pipe fall thing. Da 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 da. Da 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 da
yeah.
da 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 da. You know, I love that one.
What's up, Nas and Steven? What's up, Steven Ransom? What's up, guys? Thanks for coming on by. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up, and I've got one more clip I'm gonna play for this last section. So we're just gonna give our final thoughts on at least these first three games, the Mario music. But before we do that, let me show Nerdporeal some music from Smash Brothers because I like showing him the unique music in Smash Brothers. So this is the underground theme.
Which Smash Brothers?
Brawl. This is from Brawl.
Okay,
Oh, sorry. The gameplay is the new Smash, but the music is from Brawl.
okay.
Yeah, I guess maybe you didn't hear me, but there was a jingle, a little jingle that they added. I think it was the original Mario jingle. They added it in the underground theme towards the end of the I don't even know what part of the song it was, but you gotta have big band with Mario.
Is this from? This sounds like from Mario Odyssey.
It's not. It's actually from Brawl, but I think they still took parts of this for Mario Odyssey.
Did they use this in the movie? Did they use this in the movie, or did they have a big band version of this in the movie?
They did at the credits, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the credits of the movie.
I thought that Luma. I thought that Luma was hilarious in the movie.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna eventually kiss the sweetness of the void. They're like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
But like they're obviously setting up Galaxy. They're obviously setting up Galaxy with that Luma. Like,
yep.
Hey, I know. Hey, I recognize that setup. Hey, that's a Sparky.
The ground theme from this is the Brawl version, Smash Brothers Brawl version.
This is from Brawl? I don't remember this.
Yep, this is from Brawl, and the stage is from Brawl as well.
I like this.
It's really cool. Oh, just a second. I gotta get the door.
Is this a waste? I'm guessing this is a wasteland. Underwater theme.
Yeah, this underwater theme is fantastic. This version of it.
Oh, this is different. Oh, I'm liking this. Bum bum bum. Oz. Epic. Bum 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 da 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 do 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 do. I got the Mario 2 version in my head. This is pretty. This is pretty. This is good. No, any version of this, I still prefer the original Mario 2 theme, but I've heard so many versions, so many remixes of this theme. I mean,
yes,
I heard a very chill, jazzy version of this theme from OC Remix. I'll have to, yeah.
This version is from Smash 4, or I guess Ultimate now
for Wii U.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ultimate's Switch.
Yeah, Ultimate Switch, but it's technically like a port of Smash 4. Top 40 Mario. I like that. Sorry. This is the All Stars. That's the the Nintendo. The dumb Nintendo that decides to impair your vision.
Yeah, I'd be playing this with my friends. We're in our 20s, and we're seeing that we're all like completely, our hearts are stolen by that little pup. But that's the Super Mario All Stars Mario 2 background.
Oh, okay. That's some interesting knowledge. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When I first played Mario All Stars, I was expecting it just to be a 8-bit port of the original games. No, it's a 16-bit version. It blew me away when I first played it. It felt like I was playing it brand new again.
That's cool. I have it on. I have the Super Nintendo Classic, like the little emulator, the small thing, and so I want to play it on that one of these days.
I like how they're playing the Mario 3 overworld, but yet it's clearly Mario 64.
Yeah, I just chose it for fun. Like, you can choose. I didn't want to play the original song for this stage, so I
Yeah.
just chose Mario 3.
Oh, so
Is
did
this?
you play? Is this your footage?
Yes, I think this is my
Oh,
footage.
nice.
But yeah, it's just computer players fighting each other. This was recorded like months ago before my
Oh, yeah.
accident.
Okay. That explains it.
Here's the airship.
Is that Rainbow Road in the background? Don't answer that. I think Rainbow Road came up in my conversation yesterday with Mags.
Nice. This version is crazy. This airship version. It's so cinematic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the OG Doom ship theme. Everybody calls it airship. This was a Doom ship.
Yes.
I mean, this is
from
epic
Brawl,
as hell.
by the way. This version is from Brawl.
The flying carpets and everything, the floating carpets reminds me of Mario 2 and 64.
Yes.
The donuts that fall when you're standing too long on them. Yep.
Yes.
That's there too. Like this is the rainbow level of Mario 64 with that
Yes.
pendulum platform.
Yeah, this stage is originally from Smash Brothers Melee, and yeah, I think this is what they took that from the Mario 64 level. I don't remember the name of it actually from Super Mario 64, but
It was the Rainbow.
Rainbow Cruise, right? Yeah, Rainbow
Yeah,
Cruise. I
Rainbow
think it's called
Cruise.
Rainbow Cruise.
Yeah, Rainbow Cruise. I should know this. I did a Mario 64 retrospective. How do I forget? It's been a while. It's like you learn the stuff and then it just kind of leaves you.
All right, so within these last 20 minutes, we're gonna talk about just like final thoughts and a couple questions I have about these first 3 Mario games, and I'll just start off with, how do you think the tone or the style of music that's used in the Mario games, like how does it mesh well with the gameplay? Because I think we kind of already iterated that or talked about it, I should say. But
Yeah.
like, what are some more thoughts do you have on that?
I mean, like all the opening levels are usually pretty. They're usually pretty. They're chill yet dynamic at the same time. Very inviting, to the player. It's they're encouraging. They're positive and they're encouraging. They're encouraging the player to play more of the game, to keep going. Like you got this. It's the game. The tone is telling the player, you got this, dude. And I'm gonna say dude because majority of Nintendo players were boys
Yeah, back in the day, yep.
back in the day. But like and then you get the then you get to the underworld and it gets a little bit more sketchy. It gets a little bit more. It sounds a little bit more dangerous. The original underworld level was still had its wonder. It didn't sound as nearly as dangerous or as menacing as the Mario 2 cave theme.
Yep.
And especially the Mario 3 one the Mario 3 was, hey, remember the underworld theme in the first game? Well, we made it cooler with percussion, and you pointed that out. So I have to admit, the percussion, the rhythm has stayed with me too. Boom, ba, boom, 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 ba.
Yes.
Ba, boom, 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 ba, ba, boom, 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 boom. I
can't think of that song any other way without the percussion. Like, it has to have that underline, I guess you can say. You can call it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah. So like Mario 3 is like, hey, we had percussion. It's hipper. It's cooler. You're gonna love this. And then the castle theme, or the underwater theme, like you said, it's very waltzy. It's very flowy. It's like you're dancing. It's like you're moving in the water gracefully. You're dancing gracefully, And
don't forget about the athletic theme too, like how high tempo, fast paced that is sounding, and like a lot of those levels, you're like in the sky, right? And the screen moves on its own, so you have this like sense of dread as the screen is moving and the music is like really fast, and intense, and you're like, I gotta jump from platform to platform, otherwise I'm gonna fall into an abyss.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. It's very uplifting too. It's saying, "Hey, this is dangerous. This is you got to stay on your you have to stay on your toes, dude. But you got like I said, you got this." It's very uplifting. And they had it in Mario Galaxy 1. One of the athletic levels. It
They
was like
did.
it was the pastry level. And
It's
it was a
used act.
fun level too. It was a fun level. You're like on a little conveyor, and there's holes you have to get past in order to get across on that conveyor, on that
Yes.
sweet conveyor, because it was pastry. It was a dessert pastry themed level. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It was really tasty looking. um, so
But I still love. I think the Mario 2 overworld theme might. I mean, it's not as iconic as the first theme. But I think Mario 2's overworld theme. I think I enjoy it more.
I'm with you on that.
There's more. I don't know how to describe it, but it's more uplifting. It's more. I think it's even more nostalgic because it was not only in the game, and I really liked it in the game, the original game, more than I don't like the All Stars version of it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it as much. I think the 8-bit version of that theme is superior, and hearing it on the Super Show regularly was another thing that just it stayed with me. So every time I hear it, I listen to it, I enjoy it. Like I have the soundtracks in my iPod. Like I have them
Yep.
on my computer right here. So if I want to listen to it, I can listen to it. Because one thing I'll say, the gameplay itself was a lot of fun. I remember it, but the thing that has always stayed with me were the themes. Like the themes would pop up at random points in my life, and there was points where I would think of the Mario theme or the Mario 2 theme, especially when I was in a situation where I needed some encouragement. I was things were going on and I wasn't sure what to do next. I'd replay those themes in my head, and they would encourage me to keep going, to go forward.
Dude, you and I are one of the same because I agree. Like, yeah, you can play these games, but for me, it's yeah the random times that I remember these tracks, and they can be during good times or bad times or whatever. The fact that I just randomly remember them and they stick with me, sometimes they get stuck in my head for a while too. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've had that problem.
Yes, I have. I have.
So, um, yeah, I do love the Super Mario 2 overworld theme. I like the Game Boy version of it. If I remember correctly, the Game Boy version sounds pretty nice. The chip tune for that is pretty good. Um, but yeah, dude, I was gonna say that's really cool. Um, your comments on that. The next question I got is what let's see. How would you say, like, I guess it's kind of obvious because it's Super Mario, but like this Mario music stands out compared to other franchises, right? Like you're just if you listen to it, I'm kind of curious if you were to have somebody who's never played Mario like listen to it, and you're just like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, what do you think they would answer? Like, um, because I'm if you compare like Mario or Zelda or let's say Sonic for example, and you're like, all right, listen to these three different games. You've never played the games before, like can they distinguish like these are three different games, or do you think that they're like they would sound too similar? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, they would definitely. It's easy to discern between Mario, Zelda, and Sonic, in my opinion. Mario is more of a jazzy, uh, Mario has a more jazzy Latin style. Zelda has a more orchestral motif style, and Sonic is more rock based, pop rock. I mean, Michael Jackson.
Yep, Sonic
Spoiler
3,
alert,
Michael
Sonic
Jackson.
3. I mean, Masato Nakamura, the bass player for Dreams Come True. I mean, Sonic, the sound of Sonic is basically rock and roll, especially late 80s, early 90s style.
I couldn't
So,
agree more.
and how would a person who has never played the games react? They'll be like, when they hear the Mario stuff, they're like, I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
Even though they've never
I
played the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how they're going to react because the Mario theme, everybody knows. Everybody knows that thing. Everybody's heard it at least once.
Yep, because it's there's a clip on YouTube, and I actually used it in the intro for this video of like the original Mario theme used in like as many Mario games as it was used in, and it's like this really long clip, and the guy included like Mario Party to like the Mario sports games to commercials, like, and it's all like different, slightly different versions of that little jingle, and and I was really impressed that like wow, it's in like it's not just Mario games, it's like other random games that it was put in too as just like a little jingle, and then all the random commercials it was put in as well. So yeah, like you said, I think some if somebody heard it, they'd be like, yeah, I heard it somewhere, but they just wouldn't be able to pinpoint where they heard it.
Yeah, but they'd recognize it right away. Zelda, Sonic, and other franchises probably not so much.
I unfortunately I agree. I would have to agree. It's just I think it comes down to how it's composed, the way it was composed, and how it catches you.
And the thing is, Mario is one of the top selling is Nintendo's top selling brand. I mean, I don't know if Pokemon has a beat, but Mario is one of the biggest. Is probably still the biggest video game franchise out there.
Yes.
And everybody knows Mario. Like you, like I don't know how you grew up, but when I grew up, even though I had a Sega, my video games were synonymous with Nintendo. Turn off the Nintendo. Turn off that damn Nintendo. I'm like, it's Sega. Yes. Turn off the Nintendo, Brian. Seriously. Yes. Or turn off Mario. I'm like, I'm playing Sonic. Turn off Mario. You know, that Mario was synonymous with video games, and Nintendo was synonymous with you know, any type of game console.
And that's largely due to the success of the gameplay and also the music tied together, and just how iconic and unique that stuff is. And as for me, like this music, I played the game when I was like a little kid, so like it didn't really sit with me, the gameplay per se, but the music definitely did. And then I heard it, you know, all throughout the years in the other versions of Mario games that I played. And um but like I said, my best memory is playing Super Mario 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Like I think I was on a church trip function. We were going somewhere and I was playing it in the back of the van. And my buddies and I were taking turns. So like if we died, we would, you know, pass over to the next guy. And I think at that point I brought the game guide. But anyways, just playing that game and listening to the music, I just that's why like even though Mario 2 doesn't have as many tracks as like Mario 3, I really like
this is the Super Mario Advance that you're talking about?
Yes, the Super Mario Advance 2. And I still have it actually. Out of all these old games that I like somehow lost or sold along the way, I still have that one. So I'm kind of glad I still have it, but I don't have the book anymore, unfortunately.
Have you played the original Mario Advance, which was Mario 2 basically? That was a very awkward game because of how like Mario fills up the entire screen.
Oh yeah, because the aspect ratio is weird, right?
Yeah, because I never played it on Advance, but I downloaded it because Advance was available on the Wii U. So I actually bought and paid for the first Mario Advance because I've never played it before. And I was just like, "What is this? This is awkward." And it was the same with Mega Man and Bass on Game Boy Advance as well, where they would take up the entire screen. I'm like, I need to see where I'm going, you know?
Yeah, exactly. They just didn't import it right, and they didn't crop it right. Like they overcropped it or whatever, and how.
I wonder if I don't know if it's a Game Boy Advance issue or if it's a Wii U issue.
Ooh, that's a good point. I'll have to look into that because I think I've played it, but I don't remember having an issue with it. So,
yeah, the Wii, and maybe that's why the Wii U only sold 15 million units.
Yeah, really low number. Yeah,
to the point where the life of that console was only 4.5 years, not even 4.5 years.
Really, yeah, it was less. It was less than 4.5 years.
because it came out, I believe, in October of 2012 or October or November 2012, and the Switch
it
came
was
out in March of 2017 when Breath of the Wild came out.
yes, yeah. It's sad because there's a conversation for another day. But like, I really like the Wii U for a lot of the stuff it provided. But
Hey,
yeah,
Wii U didn't have any Metroid, so.
yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
But the remake of Wind Waker HD, was excellent.
It's excellent.
I
Yeah,
still haven't played Twilight Princess HD because I've heard I actually own it, I just never got around to playing it. But
you should
Wind
try it.
Waker Wind Waker HD was excellent. Like it was such a beautiful game, and then they added that super sail that allowed you to get
Yes,
to places quicker. Like it's the definitive game for me.
yes. It's amazing.
I'm
And
surprised they still haven't ported it to Switch.
I don't know. I hope they do because it get more people's hands on it, and it would be nice for us collectors, us Nintendo collectors, to get it to buy it for like the second time. But um, yeah. Well, so that about wraps up our show for today. I'm gonna I'll open the floor up to Nerdporeal here. If you got any things coming up, any streams coming up, I think you mentioned somebody you're gonna be doing a stream with tomorrow or
Yeah,
Saturday.
the
Or
gentleman who just left the chat just now, Boba Fett, aka Nerdy Neo.
oh, you
We
arguing
just
about?
I'm gonna say it like Shatner. We just argued about Wind Waker on my open mic last night. Haha. Okay, that was terrible, but still.
All right, cool. So you'll be hanging out with him, and any retrospectives you're working on?
Well, for the video I'm working on right now is I'm not shutting up about this. So there's a lot of now, you know, I'm sure you know about the writer's strike, and you know how like there's a lot of crappy entertainment out there. Like
Yes.
Star Wars is, even Andor, which was okay, um, wasn't the best because I've seen good anime. I'm actually doing my first anime related video. It's not a retrospective, it's more like an introductory video to the world, to the universe, what kind of themes it is, what to expect. So my first video is going to be about the original Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and it's probably the most epic space opera anime ever. There's classical music. Classical music is the soundtrack, so you hear a lot of Beethoven, you hear a lot of Bach, you hear Mozart, Dvorak, Wagner. You name a classical composer, they're in it. Heck, even
Ooh,
Ravel's Bolero, which is popular in Japan, by the way.
I'm looking forward to that because I'll definitely want to watch that anime. Sounds you talk about it a lot, so I'm very curious to see how it is.
It's like a period piece. It's an empire. It's a war. It's basically young men. There's two protagonists. It's about young men on both sides of the war, stepping up, taking leadership roles, and trying to put an end to a 150-year-long conflict that all the older generations seem to take for granted or to be comfortable with. And especially like the upper echelons of society and the nobility, or in the case of the side with the Democratic Republic, the politicians. They all have stuff to gain from all the propaganda of the war, while the lower class, the ones that don't have anything, are the ones that are suffering, and they want to put an end to this conflict. And it is epic. There's a lot of great characters, and nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. So plot armor is not really a thing in this show, and it's told like a historical chronicle.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I actually the anime opens with a monologue because it's told from the point of view of a narrator, as the narrator's reading up on the history of this fictional futuristic space war that takes place. It does take place in our galaxy. So humanity has left the cradle of Earth, and anybody who's still on Earth is considered a weirdo because Earth is practically destroyed, post-apocalyptic. So humanity had to terraform worlds elsewhere, and so one world, one big power is an empire based off of Prussia, 19th century Prussia, and the other one's based off of United States. but it's
Oh.
corrupt. So it's a benevolent dictatorship, benevolent monarchy versus a corrupt, flawed democratic system, and it's very relevant. Like a lot of the things you see um, in modern, political issues and stuff, you will see in that show. There's a commentary about politics, especially in the 80s and 90s, back when Republicans were the ones that were the warmongers. Well, they kind of still are, but
Wow, that sound. I'm looking forward to that, man. Because I'm definitely I want to watch that anime, so I'm looking forward to your video
there
on it.
is no show that has more gravitas than that show, and it's there's I finished the first season, the first 26 episodes, 110 episode OVA, adapted from 10 books by Yoshiki Tanaka. He also did Heroic Legend of Arslan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that anime, but he did the source material for that. He did another one for Titania. So he's worked on he's written quite a bit of source material that was adapted into anime, manga, you name it.
Awesome.
But actually Legend of Galactic Heroes being remade now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the original anime came out in the late 80s and worked its way up to the 90s. And the original anime was 110 episodes. There were 3 films. One film takes place before the first episode. The second film is a alternate version of the first 2 episodes with more story, more background, more depth, and more understanding of the characters, especially especially the ones that are directly affected. It makes you feel worse. I'll say that. I won't say why, but it does. And when I rewatch it, like it's one of those shows where you rewatch it, you know what's going to happen, but you like the characters so much, you dread what's going to happen.
Hmm.
You know what I don't know if you do you know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah. Yep. That is. Ooh. I don't spoil it for me because I want to watch it now.
And I've been sharing it with a bunch of people. I've been sharing it on Google. So
Nice.
if you want the first 5, I can.
Yes, please.
I
Please.
might know somebody.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'll definitely watch that. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on and talking Super Mario with me, and working on our next episode. We're gonna nail the topic for the another time. But yeah, this has been fun, and I hope I can do this. I'm trying to do it once a month. That's my plan, is to do it once a month. So we'll see how that goes. Um, as for me, and I'm working on some gaming playthroughs as far as like pre-recorded stuff. So hopefully once a week you'll see that drop on my channel, and then I'll probably do some more random gaming live streams here on YouTube or on Rumble. And if people need me to make guest appearances on some shows or whatever, because I do a couple stuff. Well, I've done something with Wakizashi recently, and I did something with Pops too. So I don't know. I'm here if you need me for something. I can help out.
Check
But I
out
appreciate.
Pops's video today about the strike.
Yes, I'm gonna watch that here soon.
Like
Yeah.
I can listen to Pops all day. Like he just like he's like he. I don't want to call him grandfatherly, but like he's just he just has that like like it's like he tells a
Story
story
time. It's story
it's
time.
like story time. You just want to listen to him. That's my
Yep.
take on Pops.
Yeah, bro, Buffett. I'm gonna probably hit you up. Leave a comment or see if you can hit me up on Twitter, and I want to do something with you if that's the case. So should be
So yeah,
fun.
don't forget everybody, hit the like button and leave a comment for Angry Canadian so he'll like me and bring me back.
Listen, it's hard to not like you. So, yeah, appreciate everybody swinging on by. Thanks for smashing the like button. Thanks for chatting up and leaving a comment. And I'm gonna close us out with a cool little outro that I whipped up, and you'll recognize it. So, yep. See ya, and until next time.
Stay Nerdporeal.